years, he has worked diligently. And I think he's the leader of the Friends and Family, Friends for the President and Chairman. Am I correct? Is it the Friends? Friends of Chairman and the GMD, yeah. He's one of the senior members there. He's the chairman, wow. And when you see him, over the years, I've watched him. He might just come and sit down here, but he's learning. He wants to learn. He's also a team builder. Very distinguished, ladies and gentlemen. He has made his way through as far as the P1 group is concerned. A man that has been there, has seen the rock, broken the rock, and make way. You need to hear how he did it. Please let's all be upstanding to receive our next speaker, Ambassador Chinedu, a.k.a. Don Sydney. Chinedu Obiefuleh, a.k.a. Don Sydney. Please, you can do better than that. If you're not clapping, something is wrong somewhere. If you're not clapping, something wrong. One more time, please put your hands together for him.
Wow. All this for me. Good afternoon, PBOs. 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 Please permit me to give honor to whom honor is due. Good afternoon, our president, Mama Africa, is the one you want to go, one of Imo states. Even though you are not here with us today, I want to recognize you. Also, in the same line, I want to greet our chairman, Mr. Empowerment, Dr. Austin Obioma Onwumere. And my co-speakers today, good afternoon. Thank you for coming. All of you have spoken well. And of course, my amiable superstar ambassador, good afternoon. Our manager, the PBO manager, you are doing a great work. Good afternoon once again. And all the team managers here, team leaders, and all the ambassadors of affiliates, good afternoon. And our online viewers, you are the special people in our midst today, even though you are not here, good afternoon. And all the PBOs seated here, I want to say a good afternoon to all of us. Now, my name is Chinedu Obiefuleh. I am ambassador of P1 Hopes 2017. My P1 journey started in 2016. I am not here to tell you how I made it before, or to tell you that I was rich, I was a millionaire. But I'm here to talk to you and tell you about my success story, my P1 success story. Because all was not well when I joined the P1 group. This was a journey that started in 2015 when all my business went down. I gathered my family, we started praying. And in our prayer, the prayer point was, God, connect me to a business that will prosper me. We prayed this prayer for 1 year. And that is why I tell people anytime I am given this opportunity, because anytime I am called to tell my P1 story, I'm always excited, I'm always happy. Because I know by the time I finish, a lot of us here, your spirit that is down will be motivated. We prayed that prayer for 1 year, and in 2016, I joined PWAN. But there was a bad side of it. In 2015, I couldn't pay my rent. This was somebody that was doing very well. But I moved to a new house, and that was when things started going down for me. I want to get a bit spiritual. PBOs, please, if you are in any house for 2 years and that house has not changed you positively, change the house. If you are working in any environment and you have worked in that environment for 2 years and that place has not added positive or obvious sources to your life, just think about changing that place. And I didn't know about this. By the time I knew this, I had already stayed in that place for 5 years. One day I went to a church and the pastor was preaching. And the pastor said this same thing that I just told you. And that was when it struck on me. And I remember that, yes, my traverse started when I moved into this very place. And that was the day I decided to leave that place. I could not pay. And my landlord took me to court. I went to him, I said, sir, I am not interested in any court case. I am struggling to raise money to pay my rent, and you are taking me to court so that I will go and get a lawyer, I will pay a lawyer, and the time that I will use to look for money, I will be going to court. I told him, sir, please, just give me 3 months, because by that time, I've known that one of my problems is where the foundation of where I am living. So, why am I going to court? For what? I said, just give me 3 months and I will leave. That 3 months came. I didn't wait to renew or ask him to extend. Even at this time, I didn't have money to get a new place. Until one day, a sister of mine came to my office, and we got talking. I was not sharing with her. I was telling her the predicament, my experience, what I was going through. And I now told her that I am planning to go back to village to stay. And what prompted that decision was, I spoke to a brother that lives in abroad. My first brother, though late. When I was, passing all this, when I was going all these issues, and he called me. He said, my brother Chinedu, I know who you are. The business you are doing, you can even do it from the village. You have a good house, a good home in the village. I can just go to the village, and I can still do my business from the village. And when he said that, it was like a good advice, a good idea. So I started planning to move to the village. PBOs, not everybody that you will tell your situation or you will go for advice, to get advice from the person. Because sometimes the devil will position some people to give you an advice that will destroy you. Pata, pata. My senior brother had good intention. But because what he told me was actually what I could have done. Because the business I do it online. So I can as well operate from the village. But it could as well be that is another way my enemies want to move me down to the village and destroy me. Pata, pata. Now, when I spoke to that, my sister that came to my office, and I told her, look at what I'm going through. He said, to fear Chinedu, you at this age, going to the village to stay. that if I go to the village and they will kill me, they will finish me. And when she said that, I was like, wow, that is true. And I looked at my age. I said, no, I don't think that is the right decision to make. And she said something. She said, I know you. Anytime some people are talking to me, they will tell me that I know you. Because these are the people that knows me, even when I was growing up. They know what I can do. And she said, I don't mind. I can give you a room to come and stay with my family. Maybe in the next couple of months, when things starts to work well, I cannot get another accommodation. It was a very difficult decision for me to make. The truth is that even when I was a single person, I've not lived in a room apartment. The least I have stayed is a mini flat. And now look at me coming with my family to stay in a one room. It wasn't an easy decision. But they say a beggar has no choice. I said, okay, thank you. Now, the day I told my landlord that I was going to leave was, I think, 3rd of February, 2016. That day, I packed my things. Where was I going? I was going to stay in a one-room apartment. And that is how the journey started. But there is something I want you to note here. I just stayed in that place 1 month, and I discovered, for me, what I tell people is that I discovered PWAN. On the 3rd of March, 2016, that was when I registered as a PBO with 1,650. But before then, when I was in that old house, people were telling me about PWAN. But anytime they talk to me about PWAN, I said, no, I don't want to do it, even though I was struggling. But it could as well be because of the foundation of where I was living that doesn't want me to succeed, that has ate up my words. But what happened after a month that I left that place so that you connect to what I am telling you? After a month, the same people that were telling me about PWAN also came to me and said, I was sharing my predicament with that person, a friend of mine, in the same plaza where I have my office, by the name Engineer Theophilus Obi. I was talking to him about what I was passing through. He said, Don Sidi, I've told you to come and join this business, that you are going to do well in this business because I know who you are. And I said, which business again? Please, talk to me. Can you just explain to me how the business works? Now, PBOs note this, because in the field of talking to people, what are you telling them? 2 people talked to me about PWAN, but I decided to join on that Engineer Theophilus Obi. Why? One of them called me and said, Don Sidi, I know you now. You get people that live in abroad. Your siblings, they live in abroad. So talk to them to come and buy land from PWAN. And I said, okay, I've heard. This other person now came to me and was telling me the business opportunity, that if I bring somebody to buy land from PWAN, that I am going to make this. The other person didn't tell me I was going to make this. Rather, he was asking me to bring my people to come and buy land so that he will earn the commission, not this place. So what did I do? The person that told me the business opportunity, what I am going to earn when I join, happens to be the person that I registered under. Now, the ambassador that was coming to us that time to talk to us about PWAN opportunity, every Wednesday, he will come. I will join the meeting. For 1 good month, I still did not register, because what he was telling us that time, you will make a sale. Company will pay you commission. Company will sponsor you on all expense paid trip abroad. Company will give you a car. company will give you land. I was like, this is too, too good to be true. I didn't believe that. So I still did not register. Until one day, I was walking out of my office. Somebody that knows me was sitting down somewhere, and the person called my attention. And I came. And he said, Chinedu, do you know that you are destined to be rich? I was like, I know. And he asked me, how did I know? I said, because sometimes if I'm walking on the streets of Lagos, you will see a mad person will stop here and he will tell me, you are great. This man, you are great. And if I go to churches, they keep on telling me. He said, okay, that I should go and register in P1. That I should join real estate. And I was like, come, sir, please. Are you telling me this unto thus says the Lord? Or you are just saying, or you are just saying it for joy? He said, I should not ask him, that I should just go and do what? Register. That was why I said, my joining P1 business is divine. Immediately he said that thing, I didn't wait again. I didn't ask any question. I now went to the bank immediately and paid 1,650. I registered with 1,650. That day, I also went to Facebook, posted some flyers, and before you know it, that same day, under 30 minutes, people started calling me. I was like, is this magic? Within a space of 3 days, I closed 2 deals. That was when, thank you. That was when they were selling Tehila Gardens, buy 2 and get 1 free. Somebody called me from USA, and it was my brother-in-law, and he asked me, Chinedu, are you into real estate? And I said, yes, I just joined. And he was asking me questions. PPOs, if someone like me succeeded in P1 business, then every other person can succeed in this business. And I will tell you why. My brother-in-law called me, and he asked me, what is the title of the estate? I was like, do you mean chief testy title? Because before I joined P1, I didn't know anything about real estate, honestly. And some of us here also in the same shoe with me. I didn't know anything. So when he said, what is the title of the estate, I was like, do you mean chief testy title? He said, no. What are the documents, the papers of the estate? I was like, okay, is that what you mean? I said, okay, do you know what? He started asking me questions about the estate that I advertised. Now, PBOs, if you are new in this business, it is very important that you start marketing people that are close to you. Your family members, your siblings, your friends. Do you know why? So that when you make any mistake, they will understand you. You can imagine that the person that called me happens to be somebody that is not related to me. And the person now asked me the title of an estate. I said, do you mean chief testy title? The person will not buy. He will say that these scammers, they don't come again. How is it that a realtor does not know what a title of an estate, property is? And he's asking whether do you mean chief testy title? But because he is my brother-in-law, and I told him that I just joined, that was why the saving grace, that was how I concluded that transaction within the space of 3 days. So what I told him was like, just give me time. The following day, I will give you all your information. That was the first time I came to P1 office. I went for inspection, and I gathered all the questions, all the answers to all his questions. I came back, I called him, and he said, I will wire money the next day. Now, people also know this. If you are new in this business, I've told you that Do not start marketing people that are not close to you. Another thing you should do is to go and visit our offices. Go for site inspections. Know all those basic things about our business. When you pick a flyer of any of our estates, study it. Know the title. Know the name of the estate. Know the company that manage that estate location before you start. I closed that deal, and within a space of 2 weeks, I got my commission. And it was over $500,000. Now, I was doing about 3-4 businesses. And for one good year, I could not save 350,000 naira to pay a rent. Thank you. Thank you. But I joined a business that in a space of 2 weeks, I made over $500,000. I said, now this business will go down. As if that was not enough, my brother-in-law now told me that he has a friend that wants to buy. I said, okay, do you know what? I will register you so that you will earn the commission. And I registered him. He brought his friends. They bought, and he earned the direct commission. And I also earned indirect commission. So when I earned the indirect commission, that was when I now believe all the things our ambassador was telling us. I said, okay. I sat down. I weighed the 2 businesses we do in PWAN. And the 2 businesses we do in PWAN is buying, sales, and recruitment. And I said, which one do I focus more? After I did my calculation, I said, okay, let me focus on recruitment. Remember, I said I registered with 1,650. I started registering. I started registering people. In 3 months of joining the company, I registered 50 people. In 3 months. I remember one of our success summits. I joined in March, April, May. One of our success summits in those days, it was held in Ikeja, Airport Hotel Ikeja. We came for success summit, and our president mounted the podium, and she was talking about a young consultant. Then we used to be called consultant that joined this business, and in barely 3 months that he joined, he has registered over 50 people. He has over 50 team members under him. And she's here to recognize and appreciate the consultant. I didn't know that I was the person she was referring to. Before you know it, she now mentioned Don City. I jumped up from where I was sitting, and I went straight to the podium. She now gave me a gift. But not even what surprised me, what amazed me wasn't even the gift or the recognition, but what surprised me, how did our president, know about me? Because I was just new in the company. So how? I want to tell you, PBOs, anything you are doing in P1, if you are doing the doings, if you are working very well, the MDs are seeing you. The president, the chairman, they are seeing you. So if you think that maybe they are not seeing your work, no. Because when she called my name, I was like, how did she manage to know my name? So I want to encourage you. Keep doing the doings. They are observing. Now, in 6 months, I was able to register over 150 people in 6 months. And I was now upgraded to a partner. I don't know if anybody has done that in P1, because I was the first person that became a partner without paying money. I was upgraded by the people that I brought in the business. And I was going about registering people with 1,650. I wasn't looking at 37,650 place. I wasn't. Because there's something I know. If people that you brought in, when they know the benefits that are attached to becoming a gold or a classic member, the day they will upgrade, you will not know. Because if you are looking at people that will come in with 7,650 or 52,650, what if they don't have it? What if this, my brother here, doesn't have 52,650? He has 1,650, and he is a brother to one billionaire, maybe Cubana. And because you want to earn 11,200 naira, you are pressuring him to register with 52,650. What have you done? Indirectly, you are stopping him from joining and bringing Cubana to come and buy a whole estate. Who is losing? I remember a whole lot of my members, my team members, who upgraded. There was a day somebody was calling me, chatting me, calling me. I was in a meeting, and I went outside. And I said, this one you are calling me like this. What is the problem? She said, Ambassador, I want to upgrade. I said, okay, now you upgrade. Now maybe tomorrow I will help you. No, he said, no. That she wants to upgrade now. I said, this one that you want to upgrade, what happened? She said, because she has a client that wants to pay for 3 plots of lands. And that 3 plots of land was about 30.something million. And I was like, okay, now don't worry now. She said, no. Shebi, if I upgrade now, I will earn 15%. I said, yes. She said, please, okay. I said, okay, pay money into this account. I will help you to upgrade. Now, ask me, was I the person that forced her or asked her to upgrade? See what you will do, PBOs. PBOs, this is what you will do. Register them with 1,650. And make sure you let them know the benefits of becoming a classic PBO. When you have achieved that, leave them. Somebody said she repeat. See, I am not saying that 52,650 is not good. Like people like Ambassador Antonia, she doesn't register anybody less than 52,650. And it is working for her. But how many of us has that energy, has that influence, has that power to be able to get people who will come in as classic gold PBOs? How many of us? Register them with 1,650. Bring them to come for seminar. Teach them the benefits. The day they will upgrade, you will not know. And all the people that are registered in 2016, 2017, 2018, most of them has upgraded. Now, in 9 months, I became the P1 group, the P1 Homes ambassador. In 9 months of joining this business. This is somebody that doesn't know anything about real estate. This is somebody who has not done network marketing before. But how manage? In just 9 months, I became the P1 Homes ambassador. Before I continue, I would like you to look at this picture here. You see, in network marketing, you sell stories. That is our business. Our business is business of telling stories. Telling people where you were and where you are right now. If you have not succeeded in the business, you tell them the stories of people like Ambassador Antonia, Madam Eunice, Eborg, Mrs. Yusufu, all the people that are doing well in the company, you tell them their stories. Show them their pictures. And that will make it easy for you to recruit. When Madam Eunice was talking, she didn't tell us that I was the first person that prospected her. Yeah. Because I was going crazy when it comes to recruitment then. I met her in one shop, and I was talking to her friend. She was there, and she was very interested in the business. She was interested, and she was asking me, okay, how do I join? But because there is this rule in network marketing, it was not her that I went to that office to see. It was her friend. And I tried to, go by that rule. So when she was asking me, I now told her, don't worry, when your friend register, you can register under her. But her friend didn't register, and another person took her away from me. But that is okay. That is the way we do it in network marketing. Now, in 9 months, I became the P1 Group ambassador. I want you to take a look at my shoe. Because the truth is that if I come here to tell you this, if there is no picture evidence, you will not believe me. You will not believe the P1 business. You will not believe the transformation that God has used this company to do in my life. I don't think that time I had more than one shoe. And even the one shoe, it don't swear already. They call it Pofido or something like that. Calm down. What about my trouser? The shirt has worn out already. I didn't have any watch. And I want you to take note of this. This was the day I went to carry my car. The day of the car presentation. What that means is that I will wear my best clothes, right? And that was my best clothes in 2017. Please, I want you to clap for P1. In 1 year of joining the business, I qualified for all expense paid trip. Now, this is another touching story. Before now, I was also doing, like I told you, I was doing about 4-5 businesses, which one of them is visa, services. I do get visa for people. And my success rate was over 75-80. But do you know one bad thing about this? Anytime I go to get my own visa, I will not get visa. They will refuse me. Because some clients will come to your office and they will ask you that is getting visa for people, where is your own visa? Show us your own visa. So that was even why I wanted to go and get the visa. Not really because I want to go. So that when you come, I will show you. But anytime I go, I will not get visa. I don't know, say, which is I wait there for my village too much. All right. So what happened? I got all expense paid trip for the first time. I traveled out of the country for the first time through P1 sponsorship in 1 year of joining. When all these things were happening, I didn't know what was happening to me. But I was thinking that life is just like that. Until one day, I went to a church. In that church, they do a lot of prophecies. And one of the prophets picked me. Hello, brother, come. And I came out. He said, brother, on your forehead, I saw many visa deniers. I said, yes, sir. How do you know? And he said, I should calm down. He said, I am in the house of God. I said, okay, fine. He said, even the reason why I came to church today is because I want to hear from the man of God. If the trip I want to embark on the next day will go through. I said, yes, sir. And he said, it will not be successful. It will not go through. I was like, my mind caught. I said, another one. And he said, calm down. He said, you know what? God has positioned you God wants to bless you here in Nigeria. Anytime you will travel, somebody will call you and ask you to bring your passport. Somebody will call you, put visa on your passport, buy your ticket, take care of your trip, and ask you to go. I say amen, but for my mind, I was like, is it in this country? But has that happened in my life today? It has happened. It has happened several times. And I left the church. The next day, I embarked on that journey. When I got to the airport, it didn't go through. I came back. I didn't know that God has positioned to bless me in Nigeria. If I tell you my stories about going to embassy, and even there was the last one that I went, that was when I got admission to read law in Aberdeen University, Scotland. I got the admission, I made all the payment, and I told you that I do package visa for people. So you can imagine me packaging myself, now over packaging. So I gathered all the documents, I went to all the CLO, all the organization, non-profit organization, NGOs. I collected reference letter, recommendation letter, all the things, I packaged them and sent it to UK Embassy. And when they looked at my documents, my profile, they were like, wow, this student that has all this. No, what will happen is that we are going to invite him to come so that we will discuss with him. When he gets there, we can see how we can partner together as NGOs and whatever you can, whatever they want to do. And they now wrote me a letter and asked me, please, can I come to the office for a one-on-one meeting? I said, okay. Now, let me make it snappy. I dressed that day, dressed very well. I didn't know that I was supposed to dress like a student, but I didn't dress like a student. I wore designer shoes and all the rest of it all. Wore designer perfume. I got to the embassy, and they called my name. I was standing before the officer calling my name, but the officer didn't recognize that I was the person he was calling. And he was still calling. I said, sir, I am Chinedu Obiefuleh. And do you know what the officer did? He said, you, Chinedu Obiefuleh, student, I deny you visa. So that was it. Now what happened? I traveled to Dubai on all expense paid trip. Should I give a touch on this? Now, when I got to Dubai, I had my own experience. That was my first time of traveling abroad. My first time. I got to the hotel, they gave me a card and asked me to go, and they told me my room and asked me to go to my room. I collected the card, I was happy. I got to the room, I got to the place, I got to the door. It was when I got to the door that I remembered I didn't have the key. And I was like, oh, I now tried to go down to pick up the key. Thank God there was a waitress coming. The waitress was like, okay, sir, can I help you? I said, these people didn't give me key. He said, no, you have the key. The smart card is the key. I said, okay. He collected the smart card from me, placed it on the door, and the door opened. And immediately he left. Another shocker was immediately I entered the room. Hold on. Immediately I entered the room. The next shocker was, welcome Chinedu Obiefuleh. I said, hi, these people follow me, come to Dubai. PBOs. When something is pursuing you, everything that is negative, you will just conclude that they are the one pursuing you. Because the truth is that in this PWAN business, a whole lot of people that are doing well, it's either you are pursuing something or something is pursuing you. So in my own case, something was pursuing me. So when that is it robot or whatever called my name. I was like, how is it possible? So these people, they follow me, come to buy again. Okay, the next thing that happened, another shocker was, for like 3, 4, 5 minutes, honestly, 3, 4, 5 minutes, I was looking for where to on the lights. Remember, that was my first trip. And it is just recently that we started seeing 5-star hotels in this Nigeria or in Lagos. Before now, that time we went for that trip, I don't think there was any complete 5-star hotel in Lagos. So I was now looking for where to on the light. I was like, how is it possible that these people doesn't have light in this place? So when another person was passing through, I called the person's attention. I said, there's no light here. The person now asked for the card, collected the card, and slotted it at the socket. And the light came up. I said, wow. There was a whole lot of new experiences that happened that time. Some were good, some were, shocking. I could remember I went to Emirates Mall with our group managing director, the president, and the chairman to do shopping. And a time came, I needed to do the big one. You understand what I mean? I needed to do the big one. And I asked my chairman, please permit me, let me look for where to do the big one. I was pressed. So when I entered the restroom, I didn't bother to check anything because I was pressed. All I did was I saw the toilet seat and I sat. Now, when I finished doing the big one, that was when it was done on me that I should have looked very well before started. And in one of the films that we used to watch, there is this saying, they didn't explain this very well, to me. So what happened is that I stood up and I was looking for where to flush the toilet. And my brothers, my sisters, till today, I didn't see where to flush that toilet. I stayed. I knew that chairman and GMD would be waiting for me. I was like, now so these people want to disgrace me for Dubai. Because the truth is that if you go to Dubai, you won't like to mess up the city. The city is very beautiful, very clean. So to me, I was like, why would I mess up this place? My conscience didn't allow me. I started thinking, okay, maybe if I leave the toilet, maybe the security people will just meet me at the door and arrest me. Why didn't I flush the toilet? Because in Dubai, there are cameras everywhere. And the next thing that will happen, maybe on CNN, they will carry my face that one Nigerian came to Dubai and... So I thought of so many things to do, and something came to mind. I said, well, in every new innovation, there is new people. Because no innovation that started today that everybody will be used to, we know how to, So I said, okay, even if I leave the toilet and any security person has stopped me, I will tell them that this is not in Nigeria. This is the first time I am seeing this kind of thing. So that was my consolation. I was like, okay. Then behold, I stood up, opened the door, and I heard shh. I now opened the door. I went back and I looked. The toilet has gone. I said, hey! Now so Ambassador Chinedu for remaining in that toilet today. If I was still looking for where to flush that toilet, I would still be in Dubai today. Please, if you have not qualified for P1 trip, try and qualify, because you will have a good experience. Is it the bed in the hotel, if you sleep on that bed, you will not dream any bad dream. And if you are couples that are expecting a baby, if you sleep on that bed, now one touch. How did I know? How did I know? The very day I came down to Nigeria, the very day I came back to Lagos, that same night, when I went to bed, I saw my enemies pursue me in my dream. But I stayed 1 week in Dubai, there was no bad dream. And that was how my business in PWAN continued. Now, I know that some people will ask me this question when I drop this mic. How were you able to recruit 50 people in 3 months, over 150 people in 6 months? Anything you want to do, if you are serious, if you're determined to do it, you will do it. One, I have this passion since I joined this business to help people discover where their life will be changed. That is my first passion. And that was what really helped me. I did a whole lot of things. Like our host, Mr. Solomon, he said that I can recruit anything. That is true. The only thing that I didn't do was to go to the mortuary and start raising people to recruit them. There was even a day a mad person was going. I didn't recognize because I want to recruit anybody, any opportunity. So when I now tap the map, that was the day my eyes clear. That was the day my eye clear. Now, okay, during that 2016 was the time things were so rough. The time Buhari, got into power. That was the same time we are hearing story of people cooking. If you don't guard your pots, by the time you go inside to come back, they must have collected. So things were rough. And what happened was, I said, okay, I am going to use this strategy to recruit people. Now, I live in an estate that is very big. The end of the estate, you have to drive like 5 minutes before you get to the end of the estate. So what I did was I was driving one jalopy, one jalopy motor. So what I was doing was I will park at the gate and I want to do like a good neighbor. But something is in my mind. I had some, there is always something, plan. So when I park, if you are going, I will stay in that jalopy. I say, are you going towards the estate end? The person will say, okay, let me help you. You will not enter my car. I will not start asking, how was your day? You will tell me, I say, are you feeling the impact of this period? The Buhari administration. You say, who know the feeling? I say, I know the feeling more. And when I answer you this way, you go look. You go look to find out, is this person in this country? I say, yes, I know the film. And I'll tell you that I am into a business. I do a business that is paying me. And that was the time I had those alerts of over 500,000 and the indirect commission. So that happens to be my material, recruitment tool. Now, when you start to ask, I will show you the alerts. PBOs, if you have received alerts from this company, make noise with it. Show it to people. Use it to recruit. A whole lot of people join this business because they saw alerts. Yes, maybe you are a new person here. You have not received alert from P1. You can ask any of the... So you can ask your success lines. You can even ask anybody to give you his or her own alert. The good thing there is the alert doesn't carry our names. So you can share it and tell people this is what you can earn, you can be getting if you join this business. So I will show them my alerts. And they will like, wow, in this present Nigeria. And I use that to register a whole lot of people until when it got to a stage when I parked. If I say, "Madam, are you going?" He said, "No, no, 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 no," because they have known me to be doing that. So some of them will now avoid me. Another thing I did was I printed flyers. I printed flyers. That period, every Tuesday, I will go to Oshodi with my team to go and share flyers. My number is on the flyer. At the back of the flyer was my story, my success story, my P1 story. And I will give people flyers. Some people will look at me from head to toe, and they will just do all those, please, I don't need it, I don't want it. And if you do that to me, I will tell you, thank you. You see, PBOs, I just want to be very honest with you. The reason why you are angry when you talk to people about P1 business and they say no, you become angry, is because you are thinking about your own benefits. If you are thinking about the benefit the person will get, you will not be angry. You will just feel sorry about the person. You will just feel sorry. So what I do is that if I tell you about P1 business opportunity, or if I give you flyer and you say no, I will tell you thank you. And do you know what? When I tell them thank you, they will turn back and ask me the flyer. And I will give them the flyer. Somebody that I recruited was inside a bus. One of the days I was sharing flyers. And she was observing me telling people thank you when they reject my flyer. And she came down from the car and said, please give me that flyer. I gave her the flyer. The next day was our seminar day. She came, she registered, and in less than 1 week, she closed a deal of about 10 million naira, and I earned commission. So, flyer was another strategy that I was using to recruit. What else did I do? I opened a website. I got a website. And if you go to my website, by the time you start and the time you will end, you will call me. You will be forced to call me. Because in this business, story sells. Thank you. By the time you start reading testimony of Miss A, Mrs. B, Mrs. C, Mr. D, you will be convinced. You would like to call me and ask me, how does it work? So my recruitment has gone organic. That is why I do no longer go to Oshiri to share flyers. The only thing I need to do is to go online and pay for advert for people to visit my website. And if you visit my website, that will do the work for me. In conclusion, I come from a town that young men are finding it difficult to succeed because of maybe the witches and wizards in that very town. But God used P1 to break that, problem, that cause. And I will tell you why. PBOs, as you are pursuing sales in this business, our group managing director, the president, will always tell you this, that she likes sales, but she loves people that are recruiting. I want to tell you this. If you are a recruiter, if you have a large team, no witches and wizards will stop you. Should I explain that? Should I go deep? Now listen. I told you that I come from a town that there are a lot of witches and wizards that doesn't want the young men to succeed. But what happened in my own case? God used P1 business to break that yoke. Now, what happened? If you have a large team, let's take, for instance, that your wicked uncle, that your wicked auntie that doesn't want you to succeed, You know, he has your picture, right? He has your clothes. He can have access to your clothes or your shoe. He knows your compound where he will come and bury something, right? And he can do all this and be able to stop you. But do you know? That is why when I come to talk about my P1 story, I don't talk about sales. The reason why is that I am not that super seller. And I can connect it to one or two things. I don't want to say it here. I can connect it to I can connect it to the witches and wizards that is following me from the village. Maybe because they know that I do business with P1, they can do anything to stop my sales, right? But I have team members, more than 1,000, more than 2,000 team members that they don't know their names. They don't know their faces. They don't have their pictures. So if they are able to stop me, will they be able to stop them? I want you to clap for P1, please. You can do better. So that is what P1 is doing in our lives. This year, I can't even remember how much sales I have made, but am I earning commission? Yes. I earn commission on weekly basis, sometimes 2 days. Why? Because I have team members that are working. Thank you, and God bless us.
Is that how you celebrate our speaker?